Greetings from Bangkok, Thailand, and welcome to 30 Minutes Promoting Unity in Diversity with Wani Angerer in Moving Cultures. Today we have a very special guest from Kenya. He is a photographer and he is also a cultural promoter and is also very much engaged into artistic entertainment and other kind of services that are always related to people and action and motivation and creation. His name is Engash Sage, and he is our guest number 248 of this series. We are so excited to have him in the house, and we are ready to hear about his life, his journey, his stories, and what he is preparing for the future. So, hello, Engash, how are you?
Hey, good morning, Wani.
Very happy to have you in the house and very happy to see that you're in a very good shape.
Thank you very much.
Engash, the first
Yeah.
question is to know, who are you?
So myself, I'm a photographer, and also I'm an online content creator with specialization of brand positioning in terms of products, and also when it comes to entertainment, I'm more into focusing into country music, which is the music that I grew listening to, which gives me also a platform to show the world the different kind of music that are there, because in country music there are also different kind of styles of country music, which I also promote on my day-to-day basis. Yeah.
You are very much connected with humanity, and it's
Yeah,
one
sure.
of the aspects of your work. It always celebrates human beings in different dimensions. What can you tell us
Yeah.
about that?
Uh, Through my work, I think I've experienced the humanity in the most rawest way possible. I've seen, fortunately, the high and mighty and the lowest of the cadre of humanity. We are talking from the rich to the most poorest. Um, I have gone to areas where people think this community is poor, but when you talk to that community, they are really rich, you know. I've also experienced where community hate each other. And I've also experienced a community where they love each other. They die for each other. So every day of my work, even here in Nairobi, Kenya, I think I meet different humanity every day. And I'll give you a good experience. Like in my photography world, you'll find someone is even 30 years, 35 years, 40 years. And they tell you, I've never seen myself in front of a camera. When they see that image and they go, wow, wow, I'm so beautiful. And sometimes I work, and it's a realization that I've come to see that I should mostly people who are broken. So when I show them how to pose, when we talk to them, I'm like, this is a different view of humanity. We just see humanity in a very different way. Yeah. Because I can remember there's a time I also went to a war zone area in a country that I will not name. And I saw children suffer. I saw women suffer. I saw people deserting their home. This is the same country where in the city, we were really, really having a good time. That shows you two different worlds. And you just stay like this and you appreciate nature. When you come to the other good side of humanity, I've experienced different cultures. I don't think there's a culture that I'm one person who never experiences culture shock. I have never experienced that because every culture is very unique. I can remember my first trip outside the country was to Uganda, and I was told the way they make their goat meat They can even preserve it for months without, and it's that somehow they treat the oil that they preserve the meat. And I was like, this meat is over 6 months old. And I was like, they were like, yes. I went to another part of Uganda. They knew I was coming a year before, and they brew certain alcohol for a year.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoyed. I saw like as your movement says, diversity of culture, the love of one culture. Sometimes, apart from country music, I enjoy going seeing the reggae artists. The love they have. It's a different culture.
Yeah.
When I saw there is a friend of yours you met here in Kenya, the Garifuan, something like that.
Yes, Garifuna.
Yeah, and where I met a Rastafarian from Kenya in Kenya from Jamaica. They were like, the Kenya is so vibrant in terms of love of culture, love of humanity, and he was like, I want to stay here. If you look at people like Morgan Heritage, they come to base in Kenya where they're also doing like spices and all that. This shows you the way culture is interconnecting the world in a very small space. Yeah.
I'm going to bring to the screen some images so you can share with us a little bit of your work.
Yeah, okay.
And okay, and the first question is, why do they call you grandpa? El abuelo, yeah?
So apart from photography, I usually I go to where my age mates are, and we look at things from a normal point of view. We run away from social stories which build us. So many people find it very comfortable around me when they're discussing these stories. And usually my replies are usually very crazy, and that's why they were like, you think like a grandpa. And so I took it. That's the first story about it. The second story is it's a country music song actually, where I listened to it after some years and I was like, yeah, I'm a grandpa, where this guy marries his grandmother. And so the father becomes his own son. So I was like, this is a whole mix up of culture and humanity. So I was like, yeah, it's a good name. And then for the start, I was doing it as a joke, but later on, it became like a brand. Now I sustain it that way.
Okay, so you're el abuelo. Okay, so let's talk about this beautiful collection of photos that you took some years back with moving cultures and actually trying to portray the power of tradition in Kenya. I'm going to pass each one of the photos and you can tell us from which part of the country the photo is and what it represents.
So first of all, the lady on the photo is Meron Bimfana. She's a Kenyan fashion blogger, and so this is a mixture of Ikoyo and Taita feeling, kinda. And here we use the pots made of clay when you're doing the cooking. And in those medieval times, like the classic times, maybe in we're talking of 1700, 1900s, they use such a gourd to carry water.
Very beautiful.
And mostly there's a seat. There's a seat. It's a three-legged seat actually. Women used to sit on that when they are cooking.
Okay.
Yeah. That is mostly Costarian kind of dressing. The name of the dress is called Dera. So Dera comes from the coast side of Kenya, which is Mombasa, where it's a very light dress because of the heat. It allows good circulation of air, and also it's a very, very comfortable pieces. I once saw these pieces as I was growing up, and that whichever melon is sitting on, yeah, that one is a stool made of glass kind of fiber, usually grown on the swampy areas. So everything there is handcrafted.
Okay. And this style of chair is also very common in India. The design is very Indian.
Wow.
Okay.
So this was a creative photo shoot. Whatever Meron is throwing up is flour. And the bucket is...
And this is rice.
That was rice of... Yeah, that's rice actually. But mostly the bucket was used to knead the flour in those medieval times in Africa.
Okay.
So I told her just to bring the art. Yeah.
Very, very powerful. Okay.
So this is a typical Kikuyu woman. A Kikuyu woman. This was actually like a fusion of modern Kikuyu woman and ancient Kikuyu woman, mostly because the land was the nature of the sun in Africa, or rather, actually, let me be very specific. The sun in Kenya, because we lie on the equator, comes from the top. So because it will burn heavily from around 12, going all the way to around 3, so people used to basically go to the farms between 6 a.m. to around 12. Then they'll break for lunch, and they will come back between 2:30 to around 4 there. So in the morning, they'll put a wrap on themselves so that they don't feel the cold. They'll do a hair, the turban on the top so that the soil doesn't go on their hairs. And basically that's how. And because mostly they used to wear dresses, the reason why she's covered her lower part is that
excuse me, let me come back. And
so when she bends, when she's digging, nobody will see the behind.
Very good.
That was the whole. Yeah.
So hardworking women.
Yeah. This was just to show an uptown lady with some cultural vibes, because the theme of that session was cultural. So you can remember.
It was women in culture.
Culture.
Women in culture.
So like, I wanted to show still, if you're also an uptown woman, you can still feel the cultural move. And these photos were really, really powerful. Yeah.
Yeah, they are. It's a very beautiful collection, Engash.
So this is a dress. And again, she's holding the whole complete set. Actually, the gourd, you can drink from it. This was to show like the queenly. This is how queens were preserved. They used to have a lot of colors, a lot of beads. It used to show power, authority. This is how literally a queen looked like, and also they never used to wear shoes.
Yeah, it's a very subtle but very strong, and a very you feel like embracing that lifestyle. Yeah. Isn't it? Yeah.
But also, if you look at nowadays, I don't know whether it's my thinking or there's I don't know whether it's my thinking or there's a scientific reasoning. But I find a lot of Rastafarian ladies, most of them who are so rooted into Rastafarian lifestyle. I think that even most of the time when we were in your house, you were always barefooted.
Yes.
So I think there is a connection between the body and the earth. I don't know the science behind it, but I always enjoy also being barefooted when I'm in a clean place.
Exactly.
Yeah. So this is a powerful image. This shows exactly what happens in our mother's kitchen. So here in Africa, you'll find that in a normal way, a mother will scoop a little bit of soup, put on their hand, and they will taste it with their yeah. So, but literally here in Africa, and specifically in this is a unique character in Kikuyu women. They literally taste like what Meron is doing, and they return the same thing to the pot.
It's so beautiful.
So, it brought a lot of memories. This is a Borana. When we were doing this, we were thinking of Borana culture, an uptown Borana culture, and to me, I think this was the most emotional image I ever took of Meron. It's just a subtle image.
Yes.
Because Borana culture by nature is very reserved. It's a very reserved culture, so we wanted to trigger a little bit, and I can remember that exhibition. There's a Borana lady who came and told me, this was so thoughtful. We never thought a Borana can look like this.
And you managed to get the right delivery from the model. Meron looks the way she's looking to the camera, is very powerful, and it's very compassionate at the same time.
Yeah, Meron, I'll say, if I would define Meron, I'll call her, she's a queen. When she comes to the front of the camera, Meron knew her stuff. She's the queen of acting. Meron can give you anything.
Yes.
Meron is one person who showed me diverse world also of fashion. This one, she brought all her A game. Yeah.
Yes, true.
So this you found in those days, young girls when they would go to the market, we didn't have paper bags.
Yeah, the kyondo.
This is the kyondo. This actually the knitting looks more Kikuyu, but Meron looks a bit more of a Swahili lady. But we wanted to show the essence of kyondo. I think by then we had foreseen that one day these plastic bags will be getting over. But we really wanted to bring this culture back. And shockingly, I'll tell you one, if you walk in Moi Avenue, you find very classy, such kind of material being sold. The one that we can even go with to an office, or even a very elegant fashion. So I think we foresaw this coming, and we wanted to show people this is what you want. And that's how exactly this kyondo used to be carried. So
in the traditional way.
Here, and women will put it across their
shoulders.
Their shoulders. Yeah.
Amazing.
This is just where we wanted to show just a normal African girl looking like a queen. There it was.
Yeah.
And again, all these things, this is not a crop, by the way. This was just a normal lasso that Meron played around with it.
Her body, yeah, she's very skillful.
Yeah.
Okay.
So literally, this shows what happens in the kitchen. here you find in those days, people never used to wash the potatoes as they do nowadays. So they will literally peel. Nowadays, I have seen something else that has come up that
Exactly.
you peel it.
I still peeling the potatoes
You-
like that with the knife. That's the way I do it.
There was an artistic feel that people lose. You see the way Meron is doing it. She'll go around like that without breaking the thread.
Yeah, exactly. And oranges also, you can cut oranges and other fruits in the same way on a circular way.
Until
Until
so when she did this, I was like, wow. And again, this is one of the images that got a lot of accolades also from the exhibition.
And you know, the whole composition engaged, you know, this collection of photos that you did about women in culture is never going to be out of a statement, because it's very powerful traditional compositions. You know, this can be any African women, any indigenous women in the world. You know, it actually represents the essence of women with the tradition.
And I think we are also losing, from the photographer's point of view, that we are not capturing as much culture as possible. And we are not telling our stories as much as we have very few photographers and cultural storytellers, even in Kenya, because you find it's a very, very expensive enterprise. Once we finish the video, I'll send you some collection that I did in Turkana that showed people even fishing when they're naked. Right?
Okay.
These are great stories that I knew. I sat down with an old man and I told him, "Do you think one day this culture will end?" He told me it only ends in the city, but here it will never. So much of this culture that we are not seeing a lot of things happening. I went to Uganda. I don't know whether you've been to Uganda, a place called Nanyamozi or something like that. And they saw until today, people still wear the blankets.
Yeah, see, like the wrap.
They wrap their blankets, and that's it. And the women and men swim, they bath on the same river.
Yes.
And when I was like, wow, that's something new. For them, they were like, this is normal. It has happened for years. So you're not telling these cultures as
and they're keeping the tradition, you know. And here we are at the Michael Joseph Center with your exhibition, Women in Culture.
I gave you photos, a collection of all he had. I gave you a souvenir.
Yes. You have like a postcard with each one of the photos with a story by the side. Very amazing. This is also in the exhibition.
Yeah.
Cultures participants at this event.
Yes.
Okay. This is you.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me about this new series of photos.
So in the world, it's changing one day. And people, what they don't know is that we are going to a space where hotels are going, if they're not going to catch up with us, we are going to lose a lot. So, and I thought, why not start selling Airbnbs in a unique way? And so these photos were a series of photos that I did on a normal day. How would you go into an Airbnb? Maybe from an office. Then she was on yoga outfit. She was about to do yoga. Then there's another photo that shows her on an evening dress. This was like the way she had come from work. So we are selling the Airbnb with a human aspect in it. So this what I do is every time I have a shoot, I sit down with a client and ask them, who are your target clients? So here, the client was targeting young professionals who want to do like a weekend away for themselves, not with a company, for themselves.
Very nice caption. Here there is a little article about you. I have found niche in domestic tourism for my photography. Talk to us about tourism and photography.
So you find that tourism in Kenya is growing, but people are not again telling the story as it is being told, it's supposed to be told. So my work, what I decided to do is, let me find this Jameson, James, not Jameson, but James in tourism, and tell them to the world, if you're going to maybe Masai Mara, people are expecting to see the big five. People are expecting Masai culture, but what other things are there? Can you be told about the Great Migration, which people don't speak about? You find that Mzungu will come all the way from Europe to Africa, to Kenya, yet Kenyan, doesn't know even the Great Migration is actually one of the seventh wonder of the world. So every time I go even to a hotel, there's something unique about each of these domestic spaces, and I usually show the world, this is an opportunity for you, either to make money or build a relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The coffee talk.
This was the coffee talk is about us telling the world as it is. For example, right now, when you came to know me when I was starting my photography, and you've seen me grow. The moment even I lost my camera, I never gave up. Corona did hit us. Again, I never gave up. You kept on checking on me, and I was like, you know what I mean? Things are rough.
Yes.
But those kind of stories, if we tell the world, this is real, it's happening, I think would make this a better place. So when I started the coffee talk was about conversations, I got to a point that the talk became more than me. And so I stopped it for a while so that I can buy better machines, better camera to record. Right now, what I'm doing, I'm looking for partners to support my shows so that I can be able to go to different places and tell the story as it is, not a story that is diluted or too concocted that becomes untrue. Yes. This photo, I took it during the Corona period. At this point, I was emotionally broken down because I just received emails canceling. Fortunately, that year I was to travel to France for some photography job. When they canceled it, I just went down. It seemed like a depression, but I came back again. So I created that mask, the legend, the photographer, and the grandpa.
The grandpa.
Those three statements, the three statements were like a guiding star until today.
Yeah, you survived. You managed to.
Yeah. So basically, like for rustic country music, is that I'm a lover of good music, a good drink, and a good conversation. So 18th of March, I did have a show right at the foot of Mount Kenya. AJ's is located at the foot of Mount Kenya. From where AJ's is, you can clearly see Mount Kenya. And we stayed there from 7:30 p.m. until 4:30 in the morning.
Wow.
Yes.
That was a very intense conversation.
It was intense. I saw family fall in love, friends re-engaging. Wow, this is Cairo. What's the name of this city? This photo, I took it on 29th floor of Hilton Hotel, Cairo. This was in Egypt. This is Egypt, yeah.
Very nice photography. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, thank you very much. I saw this tower, and when I was in Hilton Hotel, let me tell you, there is, whatever you say, there is unity in diversity. It's so powerful. I met a Russian guy there, and he was like, we started catching up, and he told me it's a beautiful tower from my room. So I told him, please come also check a beautiful landscape from my balcony. So the first photo that you showed me was from my balcony, and this photo was from his room. And I photographed it, and I was like, wow.
Yes.
Yeah, it was breathtaking for me.
And it speaks by itself, you know, it's very, very, again, very powerful images. And gosh, fantastic, you know. It's great to have the opportunity to...
Return the previous image.
Yes.
Return the previous image.
Let me see. Wait. Yes, you want me to get there?
The image that is landscape. The
this
one from Cairo.
This one. Can you see
it? Yes. Yes. So that image again, you find that what I was being told in Cairo is that you finish your business if you're building and you have a good finish up from your building. The government comes for the taxes. That's why you see most of the government, most of the buildings there, they are not
unfinished. They're unfinished.
But yes, but once you go inside, it's a lovely, beautiful homes.
You know, in Bolivia, they also have the same situation that they leave the buildings without finishing, so they don't get charged the taxes. It's a very interesting culture. Okay, wow. Let's go back to the main screen. Okay, good. I'm coming back to you. Okay, gosh, now you can come back to the camera so we can be able to listen to your closure and a message from you to our followers and friends who have been enjoying your presentation and the beautiful images created by you.
Yeah, sure. So my message is one that I'm preaching to the world today. We're in a place and space where the world seems we're in a recession. But I think it's a clarion call, even from people like you, Wani, who's given us an opportunity to see the world in a different way, that we take over the mantle and run away with it. Literally, like what I do in the musical world, I always try and emulate what you used to do. And I would love one day to see the movement that you had here in Kenya. It is not dead. Yeah. Where we look for solutions as young people. Right now we're in Thailand, and the moving cultures in Kenya, we seem not to know where it is, what is this thing. So it's my dream that one day after young people, even today, even yesterday, I wrote to my Facebook page a time has come for us young people to stand up and take over the mantle from the business and all that. So as much as we are going to this noisy world, let us look at each other from the eyes of love and humanity, and we are going to solve 90% of our problems in the world. There are so many opportunities in the world, and I saw your moving culture. I'll give you one experience where I saw outbursts of love. There was this time that we planned for an event in Safaricom.
Yes.
And
Because
so
I'm a
I was
girl.
standing at, yeah. Then I was standing somewhere near the grand piano, and you call, you came to where I was, and you are like, I'm about to fire up this place, and you played Malaika. And everybody rose from the seat, and I was like, oh, wow. To me, that is one. Whenever I remember of that night, I feel some tears coming because it's one night I saw people falling in love. Literally, nobody cared whether you are white, black, Kikuyu, you know.
Yes.
But you come today in the country, Wani, and after every 5 years, the young people are caught in some nonsense of 5 years in Kenya, some political nonsense of knowing this that Kikuyu, that's a comeback. We no longer see each other with the eyes of love, of humanity. I hope one day you will decide and say enough is enough. Let's take the mantle of leadership and take this world to a better place.
Yeah, and I think you're going on the right direction, Engash, because people like you are making the difference, and you need to keep going to make the statement that we can live in harmony independently of our differences, because we are all always going to be different, but we need to embrace the common goal that is love, understanding, compassion, and creating a better world for the next generations. So thank you so much for the work you're doing promoting unity and diversity, and gosh, and looking forward to see you in the next interview with the new activities and new projects that you are preparing for us. Okay?
Asante sana.
Asante sana. Take care. Bye bye, Engash.
Bye.